The college basketball experience weekend bombs edition for March 16th and 17th on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US based and available in 40 different states. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com. Use that promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play their fantasy pickup for a chance to win 100 times the amount of money you enter in NBA, NHL, college hoops, and much, much more. Sign up today with the promo code SGPN to get a 100% deposit match. We're also brought to you by Champs. Run your own March Madness pool and enter Champs free bracket contest for a chance to win $1,000. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/champs to enter. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Yes, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today, people. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
What's up, everybody? This is Cameron Krog from Loyola Chicago Ramblers, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride. Shout out to the Broad Stop. Thank you, guys.
Oh, yeah. Basketball experience moms down. No, weekend moms edition. Always get those confused. I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah. So get on over youtube.com/the college experience. You can watch the show live because we're watching just college basketball at its peak, in my opinion. You know, you get this week as the lead up to next week. Doesn't get much better. As currently though, for the day, well, I guess I should introduce myself first. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dad, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Sometimes you got to pretend like it never happened and get along with your life, because I did place a wager. Carolinas are burning me right now. East Carolina and South Carolina. Woo! Woo! But I had some other hits that are going on. Michigan State hit for me. The UTEP Miners outright hit for me. And Western Kentucky. Go Tops!
There you go.
I am joined by my co-host. He is the host of the Bottom Line Bombs podcast, which you should be subscribed to. Call him the man in the box, a.k.a. the Bet Detective. CJ Sullivan, how you doing, man?
Good. Dundee, as you said, this is the time. Some people say this today and yesterday are the greatest days in college basketball for gambling. And
I would say
enjoying everything. Yeah.
I would say from watching, it is
watching, yes,
almost as good as the opening 4 days. I know that's a hipster take. Yeah, it's a hipster take, but you have desperation. You have teams fighting for, you get all the mid-major good teams going at it.
Yeah, everything
that people don't know about, and there's some really good basketball games in that. So,
and there's some really good choke jobs. I almost forgot about it till you played that sound drop there of Loyola Chicago. Shout out to the Broadhouse. Jesus.
God. Oh my God, I had them too.
How did they lose that game? They kept fouling. To stop fouling the 3-point shooter. What are you doing?
They had no business. So the Bonnies got their first lead of the game in overtime.
Yeah. It was insane.
Just a colossal collapse by
All kinds of insanities yesterday. I was on the wrong side of all those overtimes. I had Loyola, but then whatever. I had Boston College plus the points. They don't cover versus Virginia because of fucking overtime. They're winning the
final
whole game.
5 minutes of regulation were hilarious to me.
Oh my God. And then Villanova. I'm like,
I was on Nova.
Count the bucket. I was like, count that bucket. Was there a bigger discrepancy in coaching than Neptune and Shaka?
Oh, how about that play design too out of the timeout?
Amazing. And Neptune calls nothing. Run whatever you want to do out there for 30 seconds.
Run around. Just go play ball.
Just jack up a shot. Not only that, they get the half court. I mean, whatever. Anyway, I had a Nova future that I was sitting pretty because that's an easy path to the finals. That was the bracket,
and no Tyler Kolek.
Right. No Tyler Kolek. You got to beat him. That's why I like Providence tonight, speaking of which.
Me too.
But I will say, as far as some of my futures go, I had Wisconsin this morning. They're going to – I mean, they got a tough one tomorrow. Sure. No problem. But it is the third time they'll be playing Purdue. They get past Purdue, though. I mean, I'm looking pretty live there in the finals there with a 10-1 ticket on Wisconsin. Or 13. Yeah, 10-1.
I'm still mad about my Montana future not cashing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that fucking 6 seed Montana State comes out of nowhere.
Insane. How about, though, my 12-1, which I gave it out to all the C-Generals and all the boys here at the Bombs Down Under. Anytime you try to fade to Palumbo, Duquesne brings the pain. That 12-1 is now 2.5 to 1.
I was talking shit about you on my shows. I was like, look, this Duquesne Duke bullshit, CJ Sullivan. Yeah, I know what he's doing, but subscribe to the Bottom Line Bobs. That's what I was saying. And then, I loaded up on the Flyers of Dayton, and this whole A-10 is hilarious, by the way, because
Duquesne brings the pain. I know all the top seeds are out, but yeah, and it's VCU's tournament, but I mean, Duquesne looks good.
They do. I mean, that shit, they have as good a chance as any.
Right, absolutely.
Maybe a slight edge to VCU, but it's not by that much.
No, not. Yeah, they fucking took it to Dayton.
Obviously, the game's tipping off in, probably right now.
You put Dayton in, by the way?
I wouldn't, but, they said, I saw many people have them in.
Yeah, I saw that. That was weird to me. I don't know.
How the hell do you put Dayton in over like New Mexico?
They just weren't playing good last month too.
Yeah, but when you watch them, I don't know. I still don't understand the Michigan State angle either.
New Mexico's got to win tonight if they want to in.
I think they winning last night. Like they're better than Dayton. I think they're better than Michigan State.
Easily, absolutely.
Yeah. It's all a shenanigans. There's some shenanigans in there. Michigan State. Even if they had lost the Minnesota game, they were making the case. I'm like, what do you mean? They'd be like 17 and 15. The fuck are you talking about?
I know.
They're like, no, they're in clearly. They're in clearly. Right. I'm like, what?
There's this Big Ten. I mean, I don't understand what they think with this. Big Ten is awful.
It's like they quote the net. I don't give a shit about their algorithm. I watch basketball every day all year. And you cannot tell me that Michigan State's been a great team this year, or a tournament caliber team. Like, okay, if they were, I don't know. I just feel like if the debate was, Michigan State against Colorado, maybe I'd understand it more. But even though I still think Colorado's roster is way better.
Yeah, I'd take Colorado over Michigan State.
Yeah, I would too. But my point is, a lot of the bubble teams, they're like, no, Michigan State's they're in. I'm like, do they? Who's this committee?
It's because these teams just want They just want to put Izzo in. They're like, don't worry, tournament time, they'll get it going. And it's it does become a little bit of a popularity contest, and they sell themselves. Same thing as I'm seeing in the chat room right here. Who like St. Johnny's money line tonight? Why not go for it? But like I see. Why not? If you're doing that, you might as well take them to win the Big East too, which you can still grab at 7-1. Because if they win this,
true. But there's a great letdown spot though if they lose to UConn.
Of course,
if they beat UConn.
It is. Because if they beat UConn, they're in. Which is funny. I saw Patino and his Colonel Sanders suit just fighting for saying how we're definitely in over Seton Hall. Seton Hall beat you 2 out of 3, by the way. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad you won recently. You're biased now that you're looking offense, but like. But then everyone just gets charmed by Patino, and then they get swabbed by Izzo. That's who they want in these tournaments.
Yeah, and I believe like even deeper into the conspiracy. I think they always just have to put a bunch of Big Ten SEC, like bunch of the, and I'm like,
Absolutely.
why do we have to do that if they're bad? Like, I don't remember a time really where it's so obvious the Mountain West is better. Like, I don't know if this has happened in my life, at least. The Mountain West is better than, in my opinion, it's better than the Big Ten, the ACC, the Pac-12. And you could argue the SEC. I think I would even tend to be on your side, but it's certainly better than the Pac-12, ACC, and Big Ten this year.
I'd put 6 teams in there from that conference. I mean, you know what I mean, like they all should be in there.
Dude,
yeah, like it's easily the most competitive. I mean, Big 12, of course, but after that, like you have
Big East. I think it's Big 12, Big East, then Mountain West or SEC. Okay. I could understand the argument because the SEC.
But you're right; they're better than ACC, Big 10, all those.
Like even when you watch the games, you're like they're better.
Right.
New Mexico, if I'm not saying they're gonna go to the Final Four, but like you watch them and you're saying, hey, this team's pretty fucking good. They could go deep.
I know. It's so funny. They played so bad down the stretch, and yet I think they're the most talented team in that conference.
Well, that's my point, though. Is like I watch Minnesota or Wisconsin, and I go, no, they're not going deep. You know what I mean? Like now, I guess it's just like I don't know. Watch Wisconsin go to the Final Four now because they're hot.
No, they can do it. They badge you, and they're hot. I gotta come on. Let's get that future ticket, and also a nice ticket that I got a nice, which is looking good now thanks to Mississippi State. I got that North Carolina 1 seed ticket burning a hole in my pocket.
Now they're a bubble team too. That to me,
Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Oh, that gets them in. I think right.
That solidifies it, right?
For sure.
But I thought
Tennessee like that. Tennessee does this shit every year, by the way. How do they
Barnes in March, man? Barnes in March.
It's amazing. I mean, they have an amazing season, and then it just fall on their face.
It's been happening since he was at Clemson. He was at Texas. I mean, he had that one Final Four run at Texas, but even that, they still squandered it in the Final Four. Yeah. But my point that I was trying to make, though, is that I think they got lazy thinking that, okay, the power schools, the power conferences, they demand these teams to be in. Like history tells us that, because history was right previously. Like there, for the most part. Now there'd be like a mid-major out there, but you could never say before, and I love the Missouri Valley. I don't think you could say the Missouri Valley was better than those conferences. Now you could say the Missouri Valley might have two or three teams that are better than certain teams they got in. Well, this is the first time where I like fully endorse a mid-major conference, the Mountain West, being better than, 3 Power 5 conferences.
Yeah, like so legit conferences.
Yeah. And that's never happened before. And unfortunately, I still think, though, that they're stuck in their ways, and they're just gonna be like, nah, Michigan State's in, Indiana's in, let's throw in all these bullshit Big Ten teams and keep New Mexico out of the NCAA tournament, or, I know UNLV's not going to make it. They should, but it is what it is. Like, if I guarantee you, I mean, I guess there's no way to really judge the metrics, but
they blew that game in my eyes too.
I agree.
Jesus.
In overtime, they should have won that game.
Overtime, they should have won it. How about before half when they're up 10 and they fucking inbounded right up 8 or whatever, and inbounded right to them with a second to go, and they hit the 3. Next, it's a 5-point game at the buzzer, and they go, what are you doing?
Well, they didn't foul the guy that was a 50% free throw shooter.
They're just
what are we doing here?
Yeah, they were not a bright team.
We do have some breaking news. Juwan Howard is out at head coach of Michigan.
Oh, wow. There was a hit piece came out on him in The Athletic. That lib media coming after my guy Juwan. I don't appreciate it. Guy went 23-5. He went 8-50 this year. But he had to go. All these coaches you were saying, I know you've been tweeting about these NBA coaches with no experience have not had a good track record.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're going to quote Tony Bennett's 3-year NBA career, then
no, your stars. You're like your Stackhouses who was going to about Patrick Ewing,
Chris Mullins, Clyde Drexler,
right.
But
their press conferences are pretty amazing, though. Stackhouse was talking about wearing a suit for his 95-year-old mother. All right, too late, Stackhouse. All right, you're fired. Get some fucking dubs. I bet your mom would rather have seen some fucking Vanderbilt wins. How about that?
It's hard to win at Vanderbilt. I'll give him that much.
No, for sure.
I'll give him that much. He had he took a job that was loaded against him from the start because everyone else in the SEC is cheating, and Vanderbilt sitting there saying, "No, turn in that paper. You turn in that paper."
They pulled a couple upsets, Vandy.
Yeah. But I mean, I still think
Howard had to go. Howard was a mess anyway.
Howard, like, what is this argument here? The guy's fucking 87 and 72, 54% at Michigan. How many national championships or Final Fours has Michigan been to since we've been alive? I feel like it's been 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. You gotta deliver better than that. You got to deliver better than that. In my opinion.
It didn't help when he was gone and Martelli filled in for him. They turned it around. Every time he was gone, I mean, I know he had heart, physical, health conditions and whatnot, but when he was gone, they looked like a better team.
Well, and when you add in the fact that like John Beilein had that program really rolling, making the national championship game.
He's the all-time winningest Michigan coach.
Basketball. Well, you could argue that he kind of succeeded off his players then, because year one for Juwan Howard was 9 and 12.
100%. As soon as it became Howard's team, they were terrible.
They got worse pretty much every single year, with the exception of like year 2 was an upgrade to year 1. But after that, year 3 worse, year 4 worse, year 5 worse. So
he was awful. But I will miss. I do like a coach that has unpredictable violent streaks. And
I do too. I do too.
John Howard does. I mean, so you don't know, handshake line. He might slap a coach. Who knows what he's going to do? He's going to come
I do fully endorse, them hiring someone that will do that.
Mm-hmm. But someone with a little more acumen.
That should be a question. That should be a question on the old interview.
Yeah. What would you do in a situation? Yeah. Play some tape. What would you do in a situation? Whatever.
Yeah.
It is,
So let's talk about. Let's talk about tonight's stuff real quick. Just give them a little sample for the fans out there.
Did Johnny's tip off yet?
I think it just did, right?
You like them outright?
They're up 2-0. I did take the points in them outright just because I do believe it's hard to beat Patino 3 times. I even thought
for sure. Ask Seton Hall that they couldn't do it.
I thought it was hard. I thought it was hilarious. His comment. A woman asked him a question last night. What's your approach to beating UConn? What do you got to do? It's like, I need 6 of their players to get COVID and not play. See, but that's telling his team something. That's he's. I know.
That's just his charm. That's charm.
Classic Patino.
Right, classic Patino. Charming Patino. I took the over in that because they've been not only are they 6-0 since he's called out every single player, but and he addressed it like what he specifically did. He's realized that defense he's been running is just tiring his own guys out. So he's like, fuck it, put all that energy in the offense and just fill the gaps in defense. And who cares, And they went from averaging 66 to 81 a game in those last 6.
That's wild.
Unfortunately, UConn, it is right. And unfortunately, UConn kind of plays the same way, but they're better at it. So I think a lot of points.
My only thing is, look, I know you never purposely lose, but if you're talking about UConn, then UConn hasn't lost since that Creighton game in February, like mid-February, I think.
Right. It wouldn't be the worst thing for them to lose. You can't tell the kids that because they want to win every game they're on there. But exactly, take a nice rest off, get ready for the real tournament because you have a championship aspirations.
Yeah, because you're talking about winning 12 in a row, then 13 in a row, something like that. Right. By the way, St. John's up to a 10-3 lead. Which is that's actually horrible because I feel like that every time they've done that this year, St. John's they lose the game. We'll see how that shakes out. Currently, UAB's up 7 on Wichita. I'm riding UAB -4, and Bowling Green, Kent State, and then like I said, Auburn's up 30 on South Carolina, and I took points on South Carolina. Tonight, I do like the Providence angle that you're referring to.
Love Providence. I got the money line. They went outright +170.
I also like Iowa State against Baylor. How about that one?
I love that one too. Iowa State getting disrespected with that line. I mean, I get Baylor gets a lot of credit. Baylor's good, but Iowa State is tough. That backcourt is tough. They win this game. Yeah,
I like UT Arlington too in the WAC.
Okay.
Everyone's talking Tarleton. Watch out for those Mavericks. I have 1,000. I'll be honest. There's only a few games left. So
you don't have money on. Bet it all.
I'm betting everything pretty much.
Games that are going off soon. I mean, I took Ohio State plus the 5.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, you got to. Quinnipiac. I have a future on. I have a future on Quinnipiac. How am I not going to take a -2 for St. Peter's? For God's sakes,
I loaded up on them Peacocks.
Did you?
I loaded up just because I thought the line stunk a little bit.
Oh, Bet Detective's all over, but Bet Detective he's blinded by a pair of games that came to his office of Quinnipiac. He's got that always happens, like that music. They want me to spy on your cheating husband.
Yeah.
What do you think about
Houston,
that? Oh yeah,
what's that? I was gonna say the Houston line crept up. I took Houston minus, what was it, 7.5? It's 10.5 now.
I know that's huge. I don't like that.
I feel pretty good that I got it in early. A&M, I think, is going to beat Kentucky.
Really? I don't know. The way A&M celebrated, A&M needed that victory last night, and they got it.
Are they in?
The way they celebrated, it seemed like they were in. That's for sure.
They might not want to. They might want to relax a little bit. I think they need this to get in.
They get this or definitely. But yeah, you're right. I mean, they'll be up for Kentucky. But I don't know. I didn't like the way they were celebrating. You got what you got? Houston at 7. That's a great line.
7.5. 7.5.
Texas Tech looked good, didn't they?
They did. But I just feel like Houston plays their style of ball better. Shout out to Chad G, who's talking about my shelves. Look at those shelves. Everyone's questioning my shelves, see if they're level. Oh, they're level, all right.
Yeah, they're level. We brought it out, right? We brought the level out.
Yeah, we checked all that shit.
You're on Pitt, huh? Pitt's hot. These are Pitt and Carolina are two of the hottest teams in the country right now.
Well, my only thing is I'm on so many dogs today. The only favorites I'm on remaining are New Mexico.
Yeah, I love New Mexico tonight.
UT Arlington. I haven't bet this yet, but I think I'm going to bet on UC Davis. Actually, I guess the nightcap, I have some favorites, but early in the day, I just felt like every fucking game I was taking dogs, and we'll see. I mean, I have a winning record right now, but that's not going to, well, actually UAB is going to cash. So that's good.
What do you think of this garbage Virginia team as far as short favorites?
Oh, they're winning.
NC State was their 4th game in fucking 70 hours. It seems like.
I just feel like Virginia's the type of team to fuck with them. I was talking about this last night. I was arguing with Mac on this. I'm like, Pussy Pack. I understand that they could run the table because I don't think anyone in the ACC is that great.
Right.
Pussy Pack could do that, and that would be hilarious because they gave Kevin Keatts another 10-year deal. But I just think they don't play good against Virginia, like Virginia's style. Any team that is like somewhat athletic and not well coached, they fucking suck against Virginia. In my opinion.
You gotta be disciplined against them. You gotta kick your ego out, and that's not what Pussy Pack does.
And Virginia's got to look. You see that? You watched that game?
Oh yeah, I watched that, and I watched them cover in overtime.
There as my internet in and out.
In and out internet. You're back in. You're back. Yeah, you're right. I'm looking at my card too. Not a lot of favorites except for Quinnipiac and New Mexico.
No, the late. I was just going through, and I think it was just the early day games I had because I was like, man, when I looked at it, I was like, I took South Carolina. I took Bowling Green. I took St. John's. I took.
I did lay the number.
Howard.
I did lay a big number with Arizona tonight. I saw it.
I took the Ducks.
I've seen enough of Oregon. I've been on Oregon the last couple of weeks. I've seen enough of their offense. I've seen enough of them. They are abysmal. I can't.
I quacked it up because I just thought it was a little letdown spot because Arizona had been beat by USC. Bronny James.
You're right. It was a revenge show, but they don't have it. They don't. And Arizona makes one.
They're saying retirement.
Yeah,
they're saying retirement could be looming. The Ducks, the Ducks fly together.
They fucked me yesterday with UCLA. That's twice in a row. I laid the short number that they couldn't cover. That they covered and couldn't win. Versus Utah the other day at home. UCLA. Yeah. I mean, this is ridiculous. Their offense is ridiculous. Give me Arizona. Arizona, I think, is an elite team. I have some good futures on them too. But Arizona, of course, likes to lose games like this as well. But at the same time.
Yes. So I was on like all dogs all the way until pretty much the the 6 a.m. slate, or sorry, 6 p.m. slate, where I'm loading up on Fairfield, the best team in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty much loading up on all the favorites right here. Like at the 6 o'clock slate, actually even 5:30, the little final get. I'm on North Carolina Central, Fairfield, Grand Canyon. Now I am taking Indiana. What are you doing in that Indiana Nebraska game?
Oh, I'm on Indiana. I got 4.5 there.
Yeah.
Nebraska, I mean, they're fine and all. Have they ever been in this position? Well, not just favorite. That's up to 5 now. Favorite, like they're in this tournament regardless. They usually have to win to get in.
Yeah.
So they're in a weird position. They're going to try to win, but no, I like Indiana. Is what they do. They've been winning these 1-2 point games. It's insane.
Dude, Mike Woodson got the extension. He's feeling good, and the team's feeling good about that.
It's crazy. Now, have you been riding my 25th hour theory team with these Temple Owls? I was on them again, money line versus SMU, under my theory. Ever since the point shaving thing, they're out and about on the weekend, knowing that when the season's over, they're going to jail. So they know that it's like they're out on the weekend. They got to turn themselves in on Monday, so they're trying to keep this party going. And they've been playing ball. I'm all
over them tonight. I took the money line too tonight.
I got money line. I got +7. It's already coming down to 6. Let's do it.
I got Mark Macon on this team. Tim Perry. What the fuck?
Tim Perry, Andrew Lang. They got everyone.
They must have been throwing.
Or was he a Utah?
Yeah, Pepe Sanchez. No, it's Pepe Sanchez.
Sample. Yeah.
No, wait a second here. I mean, let's talk about this for a minute. How? So
they're amazing.
They were throwing every game then, because to beat SMU
by double digits, and they were down too.
And the tournament is in Fort Worth. Yeah. SMU's in Dallas. That's 10 minutes away.
That's the thing. Half of them are looking at the border. Should we get out of here? Should we try to defect? Like Cuban baseball players when they never make that trip back for those exhibition games. They're like, listen, we got troubles back in Philly. Let's keep this thing going.
Yeah, and hop a little bus. What did he say in Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah.
So you remember the name? That's where he crossed the border. Right. Where was it? Fort Hancock, Texas. That's where Andy crossed the border, right?
Exactly. You don't see too many people trying to sneak into Mexico, and that's what Temple's going to be doing. Go the other way.
Let's talk about this Ivy League tournament that's starting tomorrow.
Yes, I love this tournament because
there's just a nice 4 teams.
4 teams, 2 days. That's all you need. We don't need 16 double bye, triple buys, reseat. You know what I mean? 4 teams, 2 days. It's done by noon. It's done by noon on Saturday. Wrap it up.
Now here's what I like about this old Ivy League here.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some value on. Well, so the seeding is the 1 seed's Princeton, the 2 seeds Yale, Cornell's 3. Brown, Red Hot Brown is 4.
Red Hot Brown.
They won like 6 straight, including games against the 2 and 3 seeds.
Like hot dog stand in Chicago. Red Hot Browns.
Dude, I'm taking a future on Yale.
On Yale. See, this is one of my question with you.
It's a yapper. It's like +170, right?
I like it. I'm looking at Yale +180.
Yeah.
Cornell +390. See, if I wasn't going to take Princeton, which at even money, no sense taking Princeton, although they should win. I would take Cornell at +390 because they're a coin flip with Yale tonight. What is that, a 2-point game? So I get what you say. Yale might have a better. They both.
I think it'll be a close game, but I kind of just feel like Yale.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Yale's the better defensive team, and the fact they were the 1 seed last year and got robbed. That's why I think Yale.
I mean, if you like Yale to win, that's fine. But I'm talking about the pricing for this. This I think actually would work better for the open game parlay. If you like Yale to beat Cornell tonight, 2-team parlay with that, and then just to play Princeton the next one, you'll get better than +180.
That's fair. That's fair. But I guess I didn't compute that. I just said, give me the Yale future.
No, I like Yale too, and I like their angles. I like that 7-footer Danny Wolf. And if Princeton does have a problem I wouldn't say, but their flaw is they don't really have any good rim protection. They are kind of short there, 6'7", and Cornell and Yale have size.
Yeah, you gonna watch this Ivy League? You excited?
Not
about
at
this
all.
Ivy
Not
League?
at all. But I will. I will read all about it.
We got a championship game tomorrow in Burlington, Vermont. You ever been to Burlington, Vermont?
I have been to Burlington, Vermont. Beautiful, beautiful part of the country.
Great hot chocolate, right?
Yeah, syrup, chocolate.
all that
they
shit.
do everything. They do everything up there. A lot of sap. There's a lot of sap.
I paid for like a $15 hot chocolate there.
Yeah,
Throwing all this
worth it,
shit in it. You know, David in the chat says Wednesdays beers on Fremont.
Yes.
I can taste it. We will be there, buddy.
Fuck yeah.
Hit us up. Shout out to Dave. UMass Lowell, Vermont. This line's come down a point. The fuck out of here. Vermont's gonna win by 30. I'm not
I know,
but
I
I'm
don't.
not biting on these fucking River Hawks. What are you doing here?
Yeah, no, I'm on Vermont. I don't understand it. What do we do? What are we even talking here? You know,
I mean, I feel like
six
they've
and a half.
Yeah, they won like 7 out of 9.
Right.
AE 6.5 right now. Fuck out of here. What
Fuck
about the
outta
8-10? Look, I'm not going to talk about your Duquesne Dukes yet, but I'm going to talk about St. Joe's, a team that's near and dear to your heart.
St. Joe's. I know a lot of people had Mason when they played at 5 a.m. the other day. I was on St. Joe's.
I did have Mason.
I
did have
a popular
Mason.
pick. I came on the show and said it's the Hawk. The Hawk gets up early, bird gets the worm is what I said. So sleep late worms.
It's true.
Exactly
The Patriots
what I
were
said.
asleep.
Yep, they were asleep, and then the Hawks they're up and at 'em. So this is another morning game. I mean, VCU, it's. I mean, the door's open for them, but this Hawk team's a tough out. You know, I would love for St. Joe's to win.
I think St. Joe's can get this one.
I think so too. I would love a St. Joe's Duquesne championship. That'd be amazing. Because VCU, I'm actually scared of. I like St. Joe's. You in the morning, this Hawk. I mean, the Hawk early bird will get these worms. Sleep on late. You don't get eaten. You won't be breakfast. Give me the Hawk. The Hawk will not die.
Yeah, I like the Hawks too. Folks, I want to tell you that the college basketball experience, it's March Madness, and we're brought to you by Merch Madness. 15% off everything in the merch store. Promo code Madness. Get yourself a Bet Detective T-shirt there. Yeah, go out there, get that perfect for the summer that's coming. Get yourself a Bet Detective shirt. Walk the beach, walk Main Street, in whatever city you're in.
Or Fremont next week. Walk in.
Yeah, or Fremont.
You know?
There we go. We're also brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S. based and available in 40 different states. P2P social betting is a new and better way to bet. Bet directly against your friends or other users on sports, politics, pop culture, and other events with verifiable outcomes. Plus, there's a ton of fun social features that give it a feel of a betting social network, so to speak. Cut also offers lower vig and fully customizable odds. You can create your own bets. And Cut handles the payment side of things, so you never have to chase down old Billy Ray, in the streets.
Oh, Billy Ray.
Download Cut today in the App Store over at cut.com. That's KUTT. And use that promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. It's also the fastest growing fantasy app in the industry. Pick whether your favorite player will have a higher or lower stat total in this week's game for a chance to win big. You could win up to 100 times the amount of money you enter in a single night. Just pick between 2 and 5 players to build a pick'em entry. Your odds increase with every player you pick. And sign up today with the promo code SGPN. You get your first deposit doubled up to $100 as well as an instant pickup special. Visit UnderdogFantasy.com. Find them in the App Store. And don't forget to register with the promo code SGPN. You get your first deposit doubled up to $100 as well as an instant pickup special. Cannabis Capper's been doing a lot of great articles on that. So he's hit like 5 out of 6 nights. So let's go. Check out that. Once again, Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. All right, we're back on the college basketball experience. Dave says, my buddy Mark is a cheap ass, but he said he would buy you a beer only from an ABC liquor store and in the $4 section. Hey, I don't discriminate.
No,
all right, let's go.
Yeah. That's where my friends hang out.
Yeah, exactly. We can all meet there. All right. You have a lean. So Wisconsin, the third time's the charm thing, by the way. Currently UConn back up 4. I told you getting a 10-point lead against UConn is a horrible thing to do.
Worse.
I want to say Providence did that, and UConn ended up winning by 20. Someone else did that earlier. Maybe it was Nova. I think it was Nova.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Don't get that early lead. I know Hurley's trying to give it to you. Don't do that.
They're baiting you.
They are.
Like early boxing, whatever. Mayweather. They want you to look in. They want you to bang in. They feel you out a little bit. Jab. Next thing you know, they hook you.
And we,
by the way, folks, Roy Jones.
We do have a UFL gambling podcast show coming up at 3:30.
Yes.
Oh what? You guys are too good for spring football?
Extended C block.
Yes. Get it. Me, CJ Sullivan, J Mark talking UFL United Football League. And trust me, it's way better than United Airlines. All right.
Especially if it's a Boeing. But that Boeing isn't going.
Tell me you saw that flight take off. I don't know if it was out of LA or San Francisco or what, where the wheel just completely fucking fell off and hit. Yeah. This is in the past week.
I know.
Just landed on.
Yeah. These planes are just falling apart. It's amazing. and it seems like they're doing nothing about it. It's just like, well, there you go.
No, there's the other three wheels are on.
Hey, someone pick that up, huh? We'll tape that when we get to San Colabo.
Shout out to Darian in the chat. Says, Kobe, put a hat on that thing. Yeah, but no hat today. Just putting my large ass forehead in the face of everybody. Yeah, it wasn't always this large. Here's the thing about aging: your forehead gets larger.
It sure does. It's all head. You think the headphones will take care of it, but then the hats start to hurt. I don't want to get free advertising anyway. I like Off the Grid Sports to eat a dick Gamecocks.
Oh yeah, I'm on board with that. And look, Darian, though, I will take a pit hat. Give me a pit hat. What are you doing? But it's got to be the old school pit with the blue and yellow.
The blue and yellow.
Try to sneak in that gold. Remember that Larry? Those uniforms are horrible when they had Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh yeah, McCoy, Fitzgerald.
Yeah, you got to go to the Marino era, the Curtis Martin era, which they're currently rocking, but it's a little more yellow than say the 70s or 80s. Yeah, Bill Fralick, good reference.
Great pit.
Yeah. So Wisconsin, Purdue, we're gonna get that third game.
Okay. Now they played last week. They just played last week.
Yeah, they covered the 9.5.
Right. Big number.
But lost by 8.
And they hit a 3 at the buzzer too to do with it.
Yeah, that was perfect because I was on Wisconsin. But
I'm gonna keep any chance. I'm gonna keep riding Wisconsin. I have a future on to win this conference at 10-1. This is obviously the game they have to get. I
got a line too.
5.5. I'm looking at. You got 7.
7. DK has 7 right now. You can get the Badgers plus 7.
I'll grab all of that.
I say we load up on them Badgers.
Yeah, I like them Badgers.
All right, little cheese curd special. I know you're so fond of the cheese curds there in the great state of Wisconsin.
I am fond of cheese curds there, Mom's Castle, whatever the fuck they do out there, and they love their dairy. And I never learned my lesson when it comes to betting Wisconsin.
Now, what does Minnesota do? Because I feel like Minnesota is kind of like Wisconsin. I've spent very limited amount of time in Minnesota. I've spent a lot more time in Wisconsin, but I'm there. I know they're bordering states. Is there a food specialty that Wisconsin or that Minnesota does?
I mean, their claim to fame is the Lucy Juicy, which is the burger with the cheese already cooked inside of it. It's very good. It's out of bar, but I mean, they didn't reinvent the wheel like they think they did. But it's it's great. Whatever. It's when you're in those cold elements and shit like that. There's not too much you could do experiment wise. So it's a great place though for sure.
Wisconsin will have the home edge though, right? Because it's closer, right? Or the Purdue fans
for sure. In Minnesota, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wisconsin has a home advantage wherever it is. If it was down to Texas, those fucking idiots would drive down there, and pack it up. And Wisconsin will have the fans, and they're playing good ball.
They are, and 7 points.
I don't trust Purdue to lay these numbers anymore. This is getting out of hand. I know. That's a great number because I'm seeing on Bet Online 5.5, a little juice towards Purdue.
DK 7 for Wisconsin this very second.
I love it.
They have not announced the UAB South Florida line. I think it's a very dangerous game for South Florida as the 1 seed. Now I did take ECU today, but I take ECU every game. I think.
I know. People were in the Bottom Line Bombs chat room a half hour before it started with tiki torches demanding that I bring out Dundee. Bring out Dundee. We want his head on a stake. We told him not to bet ECU. He just wanted to play the song. They're down 30. I was like, Jesus, he's not even on the show. Relax. Wait till the Weekend Bombs comes out.
Yeah,
They were circling. The Sharks were swarming for you if East Carolina get they.
You know why we lost, right?
Yeah, what happened?
To improve our odds next year.
Okay, I like that.
There's always an angle. There's always an angle with the Pirates. They never just flat out lose.
Right.
There's always an angle.
They're shysters. They're scheming.
That's what I'm saying.
They're schemers.
Always scheming.
They lose today 81-59. Not a great one, but
they were up.
South
They were
Florida
up.
Yeah.
They were up like 5-0. I think it was 4-0.
So you like
felt good about that.
You like UAB to go get South Florida tomorrow?
I imagine they're going to be a decent dog.
Mm-hmm.
I think UAB is in big games. They have a tendency to show up. So I kind of like it. It depends how big it is. If it's only like 3, but if it's like 5 or 6, I think. Well, I still think a money line is live. Like Andy Kennedy's a good coach.
Yeah,
and they're a talented team. It's just they're always a mess when it comes to consistency. But for big games that are nationally televised, I feel like they always show up. So I think the Blazers might be a team to watch.
To watch.
Penny Hardaway, I know he lost. Is he fired? If you were Memphis's athletic director, would you bring back Penny Hardaway?
You have to fire Penny Hardaway.
Yeah.
I mean, this is enough's enough. This experiment is going awry.
UConn's up 8 now, 30-22. So I'm saying
they have a top 15 talent roster in the country. Memphis.
Yeah, they got to put it together.
They get blown up by
Wichita.
They get blown up by Wichita. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So going back to the old Ivy, Brown, Princeton. Princeton's laying 10.5. So like I said, Brown has won 6 straight. I think it's worth taking a shot on the points here.
Yeah, you got Keno Lilly running and gunning, average around 18 a game. Yeah, give me Brown. I'll take Brown the points.
6 straight.
Yeah, just because they're a hot team.
They won at Cornell. They won at Yale. This Brown team might win the whole fucking thing. They're hot. They're hot.
That'd be a nice little ticket. 15-1. I'm looking at it for a 14 tournament. That's pretty good.
Now the only problem is Princeton's won 9 straight.
Princeton has not lost. Princeton has not lost since February 2nd. That is a problem.
That is.
It was at Yale. So
which is why my Yale future's cooking. Let's go.
It's cooking. This is at Francis Levis Gymnasium,
Columbia,
up in New York.
Columbia's facilities.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think you are you going chalk? You're going Princeton? You're taking Brown?
Was it 9.5? You said
10.5. I see.
Oh wow, 10.5. I mean, even what like Brown isn't too hot of a team that there's points. You're paying a premium for Zach Martinis and the boys and Caden.
Gotta take.
Yeah, give me the points with Brown. Why not?
Let's go, folks. I want to tell you the college basketball experience is also brought to you by Manscaped. We top of the morning to you. This episode is brought to you by St. Patrick's Day Shamrock Shavers. Manscaped Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. This year, don't just chase rainbows. Make your own pot of gold and groom your little leprechaun with the leaders in below the kilt care. Say goodbye to your clover forest with Manscaped's Lawnmower 5.0 and let your confidence shine bright. Embrace the luck of the Irish and join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. Head to manscaped.com. Use that promo code SGPN for 20% off, and they're going to give you free shipping. And look, ever since I've used Manscaped, I can proudly say I've found my lucky pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So meet your new lucky charm for St. Patrick's Day, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, which has 2 interchangeable blades, the next gen skin safe blades, blade heads, essentially. One, the classic for the classic trim. You're good there. But a brand new foil blade to go smooth wherever your heart desires. And these things, they have dual LED spotlights. All right. Like those are fun. You just got an earthquake around the house, earthquake going crazy. Got no power. Look, Manscaped's gonna hook you up. Lawnmower is always gonna have power for you. Worried you're making a mess? No. This thing's waterproofed. All right, you can shave in the goddamn Pacific Ocean. All right. So what are you doing, folks? Get on over there, manscaped.com. Use that promo code SGPN. Get 20% off plus free shipping. This St. Patrick's Day. Make sure your little hairy leprechaun is luckier than ever with Manscaped. We're also brought to you by Champs. Champs is hosting a free March Madness bracket contest for a chance to win $1,000. Plus, if you host your own March Madness pool on Champs, you'll get an extra free entry into the bracket contest to win $1,000. What are you doing, folks? Tiebreakers are determined by who enters first. So get the fuck on over there and enter. Head to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/champs. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/champs. And last but not least, we're brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NBA season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NBA and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com. Use that promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching. Start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. All right, we are back to talk about a few games. Currently, my Bowling Green Falcons down 6. UConn's up 8 now.
All right, they're still hanging in there.
Damn it. Cornell.
Yep, Cornell, Yale. This is your game, huh?
I'm laying that 1.5. I know you're on the Big Red.
No, I'm not. I'm not on the Big Red. I'm not saying that. I don't mind your Yale play. I was just saying if I was going to do a future for a team it's a coin flip tonight instead of the game, slight edge towards Yale, I would take the 390 with Cornell rather than the 180 with Yale. I'm saying.
But what if I don't think it's a coin flip?
And then you hammer Yale tonight. Then you fucking ship it.
What if I think it's Yale domination?
Then you pound it, it's -2. Then you fucking cash in your tickets. Yeah, and you give White Tiger a nice fucking chalice of a crib.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's -1.5. I see out there at a certain book.
And let's slam
Cornell
Yale.
won by 3 last time. Yale is sitting there circling this one, saying "Fuck you, Big Red." Mm-hmm. All right, and I'm gonna end. This is the only game that we have because the rest are. There's gonna be more games on Saturday. We just don't have it. But
well, we didn't mention. I was just gonna say we didn't mention the one lock of all.
This is the home run here.
This is the grand slam. Yeah.
Duquesne is laying 1.5 against Mark Schmidt and St. Bonaventure.
Disrespect.
And I am loading up on the Bonnies. Absolutely loading up on the Bonnies. I mean, are you backing your boys?
You can dig your own grave all you want. I mean, I don't know how many times I have to tell you all year. When you fade the Dukes, Duquesne brings the pain. When you try to mess around with
I don't get
hey, all I know is Mark Schmidt, not Mike Schmidt. Mark Schmidt, the head coach of the Bonnies.
Yeah.
He's got something brewing, man. They're pulling off upsets. I like a good team that should never win any game to win the tournament.
Right, that is a good point. They shouldn't have. They shouldn't have factored this far. I mean, like you said, it is Atlantic 10. No one expected any of these guys to be here. But Duquesne started out hot, then they come in. Duquesne's got. I mean, they have talent. They can be there.
They do. I mean, they're actually probably the more talented team, but the Bonnies are the more experienced team.
Fuck, their experience of playing bad is what their experience. I'm talking about Day Grants, Kareem Rose here. I'm talking about these Dukies. I mean, this is their tournament. Dundee.
It is, but it's not.
They're here shooting the lights out. I bet you were on St. Louis the other day, plus the points too. You love St. Louis.
I knew you.
Bastards. I knew you were.
Those
that was
bastards.
Pillar to
post, you're dead to me. What about the likes of Daryl Banks, part of that St. Peter's Peacocks Elite 8 team, who's now killing it for the Bonnies? Or how about the big man Chad Benning? Yeah, I'm on these Bonnies. Something about these Bonnies. They're going dancing, I feel like.
Good. I love it. Continue, and I hope to see you at the winners. I see at the winner's circle the next day too. When you're on, when you're taking
the Bonnies
St.
again.
Joe's.
Bonnies St. Joe's. After that,
Bonnie
by the
St.
way-
Joe's would be a nice Saint matchup. I'll give you that. But no, this is Duquesne's bringing the pain. We're making the dance for the first time since 1977, brother. This is nothing stopping it in the way. We're bringing the pain. Don't you step in front of the Mellon Arena boys down here. This is it.
It's really since 77 here. I thought they made it in the early 90s.
1977. Of course, we used to be good when the NIT. You don't have a bad program when they always hype up their NIT performances and they got to tell. No. This used to be the tournament. Trust me. In the 40s, we know, but no one in our generation knows that.
They used to have a great football team too. I think in the 20s and 30s.
Of course, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Back when you had to fucking serve 8 years in the military and come on over. But yeah, haven't made a tournament since 77. When I was there, we had a good team, but that's when Atlantic 10 was loaded with UMass and Canby and all those guys. We had Tom Pipkins and Mike James with a nice NBA career.
I do
for
remember.
about 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
Speaking of Traviesa and Padillo and UMass was number 1 in the country then. We gave him a run for the money. We lost the buzzer. Gave him a run for the money. But no, this is it. Duquesne's making the tourney this year. Dig your own grave. Step in front of your own peril. Bonnie, St. Bonnies, Joe's, whatever you want to call them. You're going.
Did
down.
you take a few on them?
Yeah, I got them 12-1 as well.
Because I'm about to say right now you can get it at plus 270.
Plus 270. And I ain't hedging anything. I'm putting more on it. I'm putting Duquesne.
Yes, put that extra car payment on the Dukes. Folks, we'll be back later tonight. And check out the UFL gambling podcast because that's going to happen in about 15 minutes. Maybe 20. All right. Give CJ Sullivan a follow on Twitter at CJ Sullivan _ Check out the Bottom Line Bob's podcast. I'm on Twitter at DColbyD. The College Basketball Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Make sure you I see 79 people watching right now. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, youtube.com/the college experience. Let's go. All right. These games, I got to watch these games. St. John's has cut it to 7.
Yes. So, and shout out to Monty Pritchett in the chat room who's had enough of the Hurley family. They're getting annoying. I'm with you. I said they're the Harbaughs of basketball. These fucking Hurleys.
Oh, they're way worse than the Harbaughs. They're like the Mannings.
I know, but they're even. I mean, but the coaching, the whole thing.
How do you feel about Arch Manning just saying, "No, I'm not going to be a part of the video game"? He said, "This is my quote that I love. I play on a football field, not in a video game."
Nah, fuck off. I
know. Fuck out of here. You didn't play on the football field last year, buddy.
Right. Yeah, you played third string.
Yeah, you played on the sidelines. Vivid Dog says, when's the next college basketball live show? That'll be tonight. Tonight we will be live probably around 9:30, 10 Pacific. So hop on over there. And yeah, check out the Sports Gambling Podcast on VSiN at 6 o'clock, VSIN. Brent Musburger's network. I will be on there talking college hoops with.
Yep, I'll also be on there doing some NBA bombs.
There we go. There we go. All right, folks. Until next time, UFL Gambling Podcast, 15 minutes from now. Subscribe to the UFL Gambling Podcast. Until next time, though, this is the College Basketball Experience Weekend Bombs. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot.